I'm going to show you how to solve quadratic inequalities, i.e. inequalities with x squared or some letter squared in it. And as an example, I'm going to show you how to solve x minus 2 times x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 0. Basically, if you multiply this out, you get x squared and some other stuff. So you know it's a quadratic inequality. And the way you solve these quadratic inequalities is basically just draw a sketch of this function. So you just say y is equal to x minus 2 times x plus 5, and it's very easy to sketch. You can see if you multiply it out you get positive x squared in it, so it's a smiley face graph like this as opposed to a sad face graph like that. And you also know that it crosses the x-axis at positive 2. This x minus 2 tells you that it crosses at plus 2, and the x plus 5 tells you that it crosses at minus 5. So you get this sketch. It doesn't matter where it crosses the y-axis, by the way. It's not important for these kinds of questions. So why is it that we've bothered drawing this sketch? Well, when you draw a graph of y equals x minus 2 times x plus 5, our function that's supposed to be greater than or equal to 0, basically we know that this is greater than or equal to 0 when y is greater than or equal to 0, because y is the same as this. So where on this graph is y greater than or equal to 0? Well, it's for these parts of the graph, here and there. And for what values of x is this graph basically positive? Well, it's for these values of x from 2 onwards and minus 5 below. So basically it's saying that for values of x which are less than or equal to minus 5 or greater than or equal to 2. And that's basically the answer. Let's explain a few things here. How do you know, for example, that we have to use this symbol rather than... How do I know it's x is less than or equal to minus 5 rather than x is just less than minus 5? Well, just like normal inequalities, simple inequalities where you're solving something with an inequality sign, whatever inequality symbol you start off with in the question, you do that throughout the question, including the answer. Also, why did we have to figure out what values of x the graph is true for? Well, if you think about it, look at the question, it only had x's in it, so you can't talk about y's. The y part was just sort of our little invention to help us figure out the answer. There was no real graph or anything like that. We just drew that to help us understand visually what's going on. So hopefully that's enough to explain how you solve a quadratic inequality.